This is Ryan Watches a Movie, where we get our friend Ryan to watch a movie and tell us what he thought.
Gun balls out in the lumberyard.
Watching the Grunion Pro Magi. If you're listening to this, don't even waste your time.
Hello and welcome to Ryan Watches a Movie. This is episode number 265. My name's Adam Patterson. We're joined today by Kevin Rakestraw. How are you, Kevin?
Pretty good.
We're also joined by Ryan Holes. How are you?
Pretty good.
What movie did we have you watch this week?
Kills on Wheels.
Kills on Wheels. This recently came out on Blu-ray, and I think it's on VOD too. Picked this because I figured you'd be an authority on this, and I'll read the synopsis, and then you'll know why. Two disabled teenagers looking for a reason to live team up with a wheelchaired hitman. This is written and directed by Attila Till. Now, for listeners who may be new to the show, Ryan, you are in a wheelchair, correct?
Yes.
So you should have something to say about this movie. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
I just start off by saying this is one of the coolest movies I've ever seen.
Oh, shit.
I had a feeling that was going to happen.
It had subtitles, but I still loved it.
That's true. I didn't think of that. So even with the subtitles,
Yeah.
So this is a Hungarian film.
Basically, there's a guy in a wheelchair and he's paralyzed because he used to be a firefighter and he fell through the floor and paralyzed himself. And now he's in prison for some reason. And about two teenagers, one has a spinal problem, and the other one has cerebral palsy. And they meet him outside one day. He asks him for a lighter, and then he smacks him around, and they both attack him. And he manages to fend both of them off. And pushes the one guy over and takes the other guy's wheelchair and flips it sideways so he can't move. But like he's not out to hurt them, just stop them from hurting him. And there's also a scene at the very beginning of the movie where he's doing pull-ups, and he's doing pull-ups sitting in his wheelchair. I mean, his wheelchair goes with him when he goes up in the air.
Yeah, he's strapped to the wheelchair.
And I can tell you from experience, because I'm in physical therapy right now, that is extremely difficult, like really, really difficult. So, anyway, this other guy has bad guys coming after him, and he hires this paralyzed guy to be his hitman, and eventually the other two, they start drawing a cookbook and sort of about their real life situations. And I love how they kill everyone.
So don't give away the ending, since this is a relatively new movie. Let's not spoil it.
And and one, I'm gonna skip around because
do your thing, man. Skip around. Do whatever you want. It's your show.
This is freeform. Just do whatever.
there's 4 guys that go after the paralyzed guy, and he has a little plastic baggie on his wheelchair with a gun in it. And they're mafia types, and they get him at this meeting spot. And the 2 other cripples drive in, and the mafia guys are like, "What, get out of here?" And they're like, this guy's like, "No, I'm the one you're looking for." And they basically say, why would they send a cripple guy to do his job? And they pull out a knife and they stab him in the leg, but he doesn't flinch because he can't feel anything. So he just pulls the knife out like nothing happened. And the 4 guys gonna start walking away. And he blasts all of them. And then he's getting stitched up by this lady who is clearly in love with, but she's getting married to someone else. And obviously he doesn't like that. So after the mafia showdown, this guy goes on a second hand where he goes in public and a mafia guy pays a bill in a bar and walks out, and he's walking down the street, and the wheelchair guy just again takes out his gun in the bag and shoots the guy, and then acts like he has no idea what's happening, and pretty much gets away scot-free. And I don't know what else say without giving it away.
Okay, well that's fine.
There are many jokes where they fuck with each other, but in the long run they'll help each other out. And I don't know what else I can say about giving it away. I really want to give it.
There's jokes and they help each other out.
In the long run, they're actually there for each other. Okay.
Well, okay.
They make fun of each other a lot.
All right, so.
Oh, and at one point, the paralyzed guy is supposed to kill these other now. And he throws them in a river. And obviously, they can't move around the water too well. And they start drowning. And he feels bad and jumps in and saves them. And another very funny part they have to see throughout the movie. The guy's terrible pulsing whenever he gets nervous or excited, he sprays himself with Axe body spray. And they make fun of him constantly. Oh man, it's a lot funnier than I'm making it sound.
It's funny. I can attest to it. It's funny because he just sprays it all over the outside of his clothing, and I can only imagine because Axe body spray smells awful. It's the worst, and to spray it on top of your clothes, I can imagine that would be even worse.
And it's an all over spray too.
Oh yeah, he goes all over.
And there are little giveaways after they kill people. It's just like a line of wheelchairs and scooters going down the street. That's hilarious. And the getaway driver is the one with MS. That's also really funny because, getaway driver, wheelchair, they don't mix.
Yeah. All right. So, what did you think of this movie?
That was fucking awesome.
I'm glad you liked it. I was really hoping, like when I first saw a poster for this months back, I was like, "Holy shit!" And then the poster, the original poster, is not good. Like it is. I don't know if either of you saw it, but it is not a good poster. Now, since it came out on Blu-ray, that cover, the Blu-ray cover, which is on the IMDb page, that's good. That's a good one.
Yeah.
One of the guy on the street in the wheelchair.
That's the one that's like on Letterboxd, which is a really weird cover.
Yeah, I don't like it. I think it looks really amateurish. I don't know. I don't even know if that's like a real poster or what.
Yeah.
It doesn't look. It looks like a fan made one or some sort of temporary one. Anyway, the new one, the Blu-ray one's a lot better. So yeah, I'm glad you liked it. What I saw this too, obviously, and there's some things that I can say that I liked about it. But what were some of the highlights for you?
Just the banter between them.
Mm-hmm.
And the Axe body spray thing.
That was a big highlight.
That male fell out every time. And
that guy was pretty funny.
Never got old.
the fact that they just murder everyone. No one suspects anything from a crippled guy.
Yeah, I mean the scene that you mentioned when he kills the mob guy, I can't remember if you said or not, but it's like in a crowded street, like it's in this like town square area, and it's very crowded, very public, and he just shoots the guy, and nobody suspects that it's him. And the best part is that he doesn't like flee or anything. He just hangs out and he's like, I don't know what's going on. Like, this is crazy.
And then you see 3 scooters blown away in the next scene.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They got cerebral palsy. You made me laugh a whole lot.
Yeah, he was funny.
They can sort of walk.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just wobbly. I did like I like the humor in it. I thought it was pretty effective. I thought it was pretty funny. Like the main dude was pretty funny too. Although I felt like he didn't have a lot of personality, but the dialogue was definitely on point. It was pretty funny.
I like how they're all dicks. Like, I'm probably a pretty big dick in real life, but I will leave it to my harboring anger.
You felt perhaps you felt really represented here.
Correct.
Just a dick,
Yes.
some wheelchairs, living out your fantasy life, just mowing down people.
Oh my. One thing that I liked a lot was the cinematography. I thought was actually really good in this. I was surprised. I didn't expect much. But one thing that they do a lot that I appreciated was there's a lot of low angle shots. There's a lot of shots that are at the level that they would be in a wheelchair. So you have a lot of low angle shots, and like one in particular that sticks out is when he first meets up with the three dudes that he kills at the beginning, and they just keep the focus as if it's almost a POV shot, and you don't see their heads, you just see what he sees, like their chests and their stomachs, and then it sort of quickly pans up to their faces, and they're like right in his face. I liked that a lot. And the villain, like the main bad guy of this movie, is he's this mobster, and his whole signature is he has a pack of dogs that follow him around. And
they're pretty badass too.
Yeah, there's one scene where he sicks the dogs on these guys, and they're in a car, and he sicks his dogs on them. And the dogs like jump up on the car, they're on the hood, they're on the roof, and then one dog just jumps directly through the side window of the car into the car, and it was such a badass scene. You were just like, holy shit, that dog just dove right through that window and ripped those guys to shreds.
Am I reading this right, that this was nominated for an Oscar?
Not entirely. I mean, it was submitted.
Yeah.
And my guess is the Academy said no. Doesn't seem like the Academy's cup of tea.
No.
It was my fucking cup of tea.
I was just gonna say for Ryan though, straight up his alley.
They should have submitted it for a Ryan Award.
I feel as though we should have, because my initial thought when you said that you gave him Kills on Wheels, which I was immensely excited about, is I think Ryan, over the course of this show, from here on out, we should try and build some sort of like wheelchair canon of films.
Well, I do have a private list on Letterboxd that I started making. We talked about this a while ago. And I started compiling a list on Letterboxd I'm still working on. It's private now, but I'm calling it the Wheelchair Movie Database. And I have like 30 movies on it now.
Yeah. But I think that's the thing, is we'll have him watch these, and then he gets to decide if they're wheelchair canon or not.
That's a really good idea, because
it's all FDR on there. Because I saw that. I have that. That's what you told me.
But it can't. This isn't. You don't judge these films on any type of standard merit system like you do with normal films. Like, this is all just based on wheelchair. So it's all about the wheelchair. It's nothing to do with the acting.
I don't know if they can top this.
You think this might be the top?
Like I said, the cinematography is really good. That sounds right.
But do they get wheelchair life correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's over the top, but basically, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think one important criteria is authenticity, and I think that the fact that I don't know about the main guy, but the main, I mean I don't know about the main hitman, like the older guy, but the other people, they were actually disabled, like the main kid and his friend, they were disabled. So I think that definitely gets bonus points for casting actual disabled people rather than having actors portray disabled people.
Yeah. No, that's good. I like that.
I forgot about one of the subplots. The one dude with spinal problems. He needs a surgery to basically save his life. And he doesn't want to have it because he doesn't want to ask anyone for help paying for it. And he also doesn't want to crawl around for the rest of his life. And I can kind of relate to that feeling. I mean, it would be embarrassing to be on that level for the rest of your life. To actually rely on someone else for everything.
Yeah, there's also part of that subplot is his relationship with his father who left them, and his father has money. His dad's rich, and he doesn't want to get his dad to pay for the surgery, and that's why he joins up with this hitman to do jobs for him.
So it's kind of like if I have to die, I'm gonna go out in a blaze of glory. It's pretty wild. I enjoy it.
What was the since you said the representation was pretty good, what was the most relatable aspect of Kills on Wheels?
Was it the scene when his electric wheelchair ran out of batteries and it got stuck? Because that was pretty relatable to me.
Was it followed up with another struggling to push it the rest of the way?
He got on that little palace guy's lap and made him take him the rest of the way.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think was sort of the scene or moment that you felt really kind of defined life in a wheelchair?
I'll say nobody's proud of the scene where after they kill the guy in the square when they're fleeing on a scooter. Like it just got killed by a guy that's crippled. And that's playing the scene, the scooter.
I'm not sure. Okay, I thought you were gonna say like one of the physical therapy scenes or one of the scenes at the doctor and
the physical therapy scene when he takes a swing at that one kid and completely falls down. And then he's like, I'm gonna go get help. And the guy's like, no, don't want anyone to see me struggle.
that felt realistic.
Yeah.
That makes a little more sense than the
scooter
they
getaway.
kill a guy. They leave on scooters. That was really confusing to me. I didn't know that's.
That thing is awesome.
What was your initial reaction like when they first? Well, I guess you probably know from the title of the movie. You probably knew before. But what was your initial reaction when they showed, the characters? They introduced the characters and they're in wheelchairs. Were you just like, oh hell yes?
Actually, when they killed the first 4 guys, I always said, "Fuck yes."
Fuck yeah! One for the wheelchair guys. I thought the opening scene, was it the opening? It was right at the beginning when they're in the prison that's all wheelchair bound people in this I guess it was a prison, right? Yeah, it was a prison.
Yeah, I assumed that.
And I'm like, man, there's like a whole prison of wheelchair people in this. It was,
and it's like they get in a fight, and there's people without legs.
Yeah.
Just diving off wheelchairs onto someone else.
Yeah, so if you want to see like a wicked prison fight where everyone in it is disabled and in wheelchairs, this is definitely one to give a watch because it's kind of crazy.
I didn't know that existed.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't love this movie. To be clear, there were a couple things I didn't like. I wasn't a fan of the ending, which we won't get into for fear of spoilers. And I didn't. Some of the effects work I thought was a little spotty, mostly in that they used a pretty decent amount of CG for the action scenes, and I was a little disappointed with that.
Now, Ryan, what do you have to say about that? Is that something, Ryan, that your thought is just, well, you're not in a wheelchair, you don't understand. You don't get it. It's a wheelchair thing.
See, I don't know what these people can really do and what they really can't do. So maybe the CG is necessary. I don't know.
It could have been a budgetary thing. It probably was. I think this was it seemed like a fairly low budget film, but that being said, it didn't look bad or anything like that. Like I said, I liked the camera work quite a bit. I thought they did some really cool stuff with that. Like you said, Ryan, the soundtrack was pretty interesting too.
Yeah, I enjoyed them. The only scene I really didn't like was the one where they met the girls. And the girls were cool with all of them. This shit doesn't happen in real life.
I just assumed they were hookers. I'm pretty sure that I thought that those women were like escorts.
Oh man, that's possible.
But I mean, maybe not. I mean, they didn't explicitly say one way or the other, and maybe that's on me. Maybe I'm in the wrong for just assuming that, like that they. But
I do like though that if that is true that they are hookers or escorts, that redeems that one sequence that Ryan doesn't like. So this has now become a perfect film in Ryan's eyes.
Correct.
I mean, if they were if they were escorts, they definitely did a great job because they helped them they helped him set up and do that thing where he met up with the girl and he wanted to be standing in front of the girl's work to give her flowers, the woman that he liked. So they like stood him up so that it looked like he was standing.
Oh.
It was a nice scene.
Tug at some heartstrings in this movie too, huh?
Mm,
In between
No,
killing
I
a
wouldn't
shit
go
ton
that
of
far.
people.
I really wouldn't go that far, but it wasn't. It wasn't like wall to wall murder though. They killed like maybe 10 people.
Okay.
When they killed people, man, was it fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a big kind of culminating shootout towards the end that was pretty badass. And the other thing I wanted to mention, the scene where the one guy, the main bad guy decides that he wants to kill the hitman, so he takes him and he hangs him, but like the rope is really low, and the scene is such a tense scene because it's very long, and you're just like, holy fuck, is he gonna get out of this? Is he gonna die? Like, what's going on? Because he's paralyzed, so he can't use his legs, but the rope is low enough that if he was able to stand, he would easily be able to save himself. So the whole scene, he's just trying to grab the rope and pull himself up so that he can take it off. And that was a really awesome scene, I thought.
That was very intense.
All right, any final thoughts on this one before we give you your drum roll?
No.
All right, Ryan, what do you give Kills on Wheels?
9.
9 out of 10.
Wow.
This has officially set a show record. That's the highest score that you ever gave a movie.
Unbelievable. I thought it was going to be a 10. I mean, you made it sound like it was going to be a 10.
I was very biased, obviously.
That's fine. It's your show.
Yeah, nothing wrong.
Bias all you want.
Nothing wrong with that. We're all biased to a certain degree in every movie we watch.
I mean, it's a wheelchair bias, and this is wheelchair canon. So, and I assume that this is part of wheelchair canon. This movie, this has got to be one of the top wheelchair movies in existence.
It's gotta be.
This is like the Citizen Kane of wheelchair movies.
Correct.
This is like the measuring stick. This is the one that everything else will be gauged from. Like everything comes down to how it compares with Kills on Wheels.
Yeah, this is like the anti-Catwoman.
Yes.
There you
I
go.
was just gonna say that.
Incredible. I just wanted to point out something. If you go to Wheelchair Steve, we just did this was just like a random pick because we've been wanting Ryan to watch this movie. So I was like, I wonder if there's an actual wheelchair day. And there is. March 1st is International Wheelchair Day.
What?
March 1st.
I'll fucking supposed to celebrate that. Get no wheelchair.
My guess is tag hashtag wheelchair day on social media and tell your friends, like all the other fucking ones.
Oh God.
International Wheelchair Day. Right here it is. March 1st.
Yeah.
How about that?
I just love that it's on wheelchairsteve.com.
Yeah, what's that all about? Wheelchairsteve.com.
It's Steve. Steve's in a wheelchair.
Wheelchair Steve. And the logo has this very kind of medical looking logo. It looks like it should be a logo for a hospital or some sort of pharmaceutical company.
Oh, I love it.
But also it doesn't really, like, the homepage doesn't necessarily say anything about what this is. It looks like you have to go to About Me, and then he gets into
Wheelchair Steve. He's the founder of International Wheelchair Day.
I specialize.
I'll put on Twitter.
You gotta follow him.
Use the hashtag National Wheelchair Day. I can make it down, but I was not first to do that.
I love this bitter rivalry that we're creating between Ryan and Wheelchair Steve. I think we should keep moving forward with this. All right. Any final thoughts on Kills on Wheels? I take it that this gets your highest recommendation, huh?
Yep. Awesome.
I would also recommend checking it out. I think it's definitely worth a look. It's got some interesting visual flair, and it's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Actually, I didn't think it was going to be very good. Actually,
Yeah.
So I was pretty surprised.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
It's worth it just for the Axe body spray. Every time you'll laugh out loud every time you see it.
well, I think the best part about it is the fact that they give him shit for it every time he does it too. And I think his excuse is that he gets tremendously sweaty.
And he's like, you never know what you're gonna meet, girls.
Yeah, he's like a ladies' man. Oh boy. Yeah. All right, that's Kills on Wheels, and that's going to do it for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can send us your questions and topics to podcast@filmpulse.net. You can follow us on Twitter @FilmPulseNet, @FilmPulseKevin, and @MyLegsDon'tWork. If you have a minute, take a look at our Patreon page, patreon.com/FilmPulse. Consider helping us out by becoming a subscriber. For Kevin Rakestraw and Ryan Holes, my name's Adam Patterson. We'll see you next week.
See you later.